and it is very, very auspicious to understand that at a very short notice we have the presence of Holiness Bhakti Padma Swami Maharaj ji. Maharaj ji is associated with us from last 3 years, and Sir has constantly guided our children in order to prepare for the board exams and in order to make sure that you can also talk to him if you have any doubts or any questions. So it is actually our honor, sir, that you have been there with us this morning, and very fortunate to have your 1 hour with us. That's not less than something which is supposed to be considered as a thoughtful. And my dear children, I want you to be very alert and I want you to listen Maharaj ji very, very carefully. There should be no form of distractions. Maharaj ji, I would like you to talk to them about distractions and also about understanding that every person around them, especially their parents and especially we as a team, we're always looking forward for the benefit of the children. So I think these children are getting more distracted because there are some schools who are not going to think like us, but we are always thinking the way we are. So I want you to guide them accordingly. You all will remain standing as the children of grade 5, a part of life skills session. They are learning the different shlokas. So you all will be there together reciting the shlokas. Join your hands. Come here, come here. Come this side, yes. Correct. And you all have to carry a smile on your face, grade 5. Correct? Join your hands. Yes, very well. The others, if I know you can't know it because you are not a part of this session always, you are all supposed to join your hands and stand. Come on, grade 5, can we start?
Yes. Yes.
धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय कार्पण्यदोषो गतः स्वभावः प्रच्छादिकामधर्मसम्पूर्णचेतः यश्रेयस्यां निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासो न गतासोश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डितः न त्वेवाञ्जातेय शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखदः आगमपायिनो नित्यास्तान्ति तिष्ठस्व भारत देहिनिस्संयता देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्ते धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यते हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
We have a set of books here.
Want to check the mic? It is echoing.
Little bit closer, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
We got a set of books here called Srimad Bhagvatam. So, I'd like to talk something about this set of books what we have. And it's been gifted to you, to your school. And this will be in your library. And you can, whenever you find time, you should go and then read these books. So, we all study history, isn't it? But unfortunately, the history book what you study is not history, it is a story. When the British conquered India, and the Mughals conquered India, what happens is the conqueror always writes the history of the place or the country where he conquered. he will not give you the real fact, real history. So our real history is there in a set of books called Puranas. And we have got Ramayana, which is our real history. We have Mahabharata, which is our real history. But what happened was, the British, they could not tolerate that we had a great history. Because the old Stone Age doesn't belong to this country. It is in UK, in Europe, was old Stone Age because they were not only fighting in the stones. But in this country, even the war was very advanced. There were many shastras used. They just could not digest that this land has so much of knowledge. It is scientifically so developed. And this land has great culture and great education. With you name an area of science, there is advancement in this land. And the British could not digest it. They thought, oh, if we tell the real history of this place, then people will revere these people who are there in this land, and we will not be respected. So what the British did was, they brought one word from Sanskrit called mithya. You know the meaning mithya? What is the meaning of mithya? Anybody knows meaning of
Anybody
mithya?
knows Mithya?
Mithya. Any Bengali here? No Bengali here. So in Bengali there is one line they say, oh, mithya katha bolechen? Mithya means lies. Mithya means what? Lie. Lie. Jhoot. Mithya is what? Jhoot. Now, from that word mithya in Sanskrit, they coined one word in English called mythology. You heard about this word mythology? Mythology word comes from this Sanskrit word called mithya. Mithya means? Lie. Mythology means? Lie. It's not past. It is what? So, they taught us in our book, in your history book, they said, Ramayana and Mahabharata are the great Indian mythology. Ramayana and Mahabharata are what? Great Indian mythology. And by saying so, what did they say? They are great Indian lies. It's a myth. Myth means not truth. Just see. Myth word comes from the word mithya. Mithya means false. So they stamped Ramayana, mythology, great Indian mythology, great Indian lie. Mahabharata, what is it? So they have drilled into our minds that Ramayana is a lie, Mahabharata is a lie. Rather, it is our real history. So, unfortunate that we read these books as history. And it is good that our present government is coming out of this thing and then changing the history books for the good. Otherwise, Rama is a mythological person. Krishna is a mythological person. So it has never existed in the past. Now I'll give you the proof that how Mahabharata and Ramayana happened. Now there is one city called Ayodhya, isn't it? You heard about it? Now, Ramayana is a history book, is a history book of an event which happened in Ayodhya. Now, can there be a city based on some book, or can there be a book based on a city? There can be only a book based on city. Can there be a city based on a book? No. So these people, they say, somebody wrote Ramayana and later on some city was created called Ayodhya based on that book. How is it possible? Today also there is one place called Kurukshetra. In which state is Kurukshetra in? Haryana. Kurukshetra is in Haryana. Now, Mahabharata happened in Kurukshetra. Is that truth? Or Kurukshetra came because of one book called Mahabharata. Kurukshetra did not come because of Mahabharata. Mahabharata came because of Kurukshetra. So the very fact that you have Ayodhya, you have Mathura, you have Dwaraka, it shows that Lord Rama is a fact. Lord Krishna appeared so many years back, 5,000 years back. Krishna is there. When the Europe was in the old Stone Age, you have heard about old Stone Age? It's a lie. Paleolithic age, Paleolithic age, all these things age. It's a lie. Because even 17 lakh years back, there was science and technology. There are big buildings being built. In spite of the excavations in Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, you must have heard about these things. And the river Saraswati, civilization. But in spite of all these excavation which prove that humans, even beyond 10,000 years, were very good in architecture and civil engineering, but still they are all covered under that. No. Yeah, 10,000 years back, in India, in this land of Bharata, people were walking naked. They did not know how to wear clothes also. No. They did not know how to do buildings. But it is a lie. Very unfortunate, on the name of history, we are being taught lies. Of course, the present government is going to change the entire perception of history. Our real history is in the Mahabharata, in the Ramayana, in the Puranas. So, the Vedic literatures, they talk about the history of this land. Actually, not only this land, the Vedic history all the way goes all the way throughout the world. I've been to one country in South America. The country's name is Peru. There's Andes Mountains. And on top of the mountains, Andes Mountains, there is a huge lake. In the Ramayana, Sugriva talks about that lake. In Ramayana, Sugriva divided his army into 4 divisions. To search out Sita, he sent one division north, one division south, other division west, other division is sent to the east. And it all happened in Kishkinda. Kishkinda, presently it is known as Hampi in Karnataka. So, Sugriva was telling the army which went towards the east, that when you go towards the east, you'll find 7 islands. And he names those 7 islands, and he names one of the island as Yava. In Sanskrit, Ya and Ja can be interchanged. Yava becomes Java, no problem. So there is one city called Java. Indonesia. So the city's name comes in Ramayana, and Sugriva speaks about it. Just imagine, he's speaking about world geography. And then he talks about Australia. He talks about the big, huge Andes mountains. He says, don't cross the mountains because they are big, ferocious animals. When you cross the Andes mountains, what do you find? Amazon. Don't cross it. And then he says, there's a huge lake. And that is the place Vamana has kept his first food. And because of the Vamana's first food, the whole lake has been sanctified. And wherever the feet of the Lord touches the water, that becomes Ganga. Until today, the name of the lake is Kaka. Ganga became Kaka in their language. So that shows that the Puranas are the real history of the world, not only just India. We sometimes think Ramayana and Mahabharata are Indian books. They are not. They are world history. If you go to Thailand, even till today, the roads are named as Rama 1, Rama 2, Rama 3. In Bolivia, I've been to Bolivia, there is a dance art form, dance form, where there is a demon with 10 heads who is the villain of the entire drama. Yeah. Who is he? Ravana. Where is it? Bolivia. The other side of the world. So Ramayana and the Mahabharata are not just some Indian books written by somebody, some author. They are the history of the entire world, entire universe. Now, how many of you know where does Gandhari come from? You heard about Gandhari? Who is she? Wife of Dhritarashtra, mother of Duryodhana. Where does she come from? There is one name of a city called Gandhara. Now it is known as Ga becomes Ka. Khandar. What is Khandar? Afghanistan. Gandhar Naresh. It is Afghanistan. So she comes from Afghanistan. And Mahabharata talks at the place of constant war. Even till today, it is war. Where does Kaikeyi come from? She comes from Afghanistan. Now it is known as Afghanistan. Originally it is known as Kandar. That becomes Gandhar. It is known as Gandhar. Gandhar. That becomes Khandar. That is the city name. So not one, two, so many. Now you say Russia, Russia. What is the meaning of Russia? Russia is not a Russian word. Russia was originally in the Vedic literatures known as Rishi Pradesha. Rishayaha became what? Russia. You heard about one sea called Caspian Sea? What is the meaning of Caspian? No language, there is no word called Caspian. But the Vedic literatures say the place where Kashyapa he did tapasya on the bank of a big, huge sea, which is like a lake, biggest lake on the planet is Caspian Sea. It is a lake sea. And Kashyapa became Caspian. So I'm telling all these things to make you understand that the real history of not only just this India, the real history of the world is there in our books called Puranas. What is it known as? There are 18 Puranas. And each Purana has 18 Upapuranas. And each Upapurana has 18 Upakhyanas. Just imagine the amount of Vedic literatures available. Unlimited knowledge is available. Unlimited knowledge is available. And if you see, I don't know how many of you know about this one city called Varanasi. Varanasi. It is a very ancient city, isn't it? Varanasi, Kashi. Kashi, Varanasi. Now, why it became famous? Because of Lord Shiva. Isn't Jyotirlinga? You name a place in this in our country, it became famous because of a story which is mentioned in the Puranas. So that is how the Puranas are the real story, real history. Now apart from the Puranas, there is something called Itihasa. Itihasa means what? They are also called history. History. Purana is also history. Itihasa is also history. So this Itihasa is very interesting. Itihasa is talking about one king. Purana is talking about all the kings. And when the kings in the Chandra Vamsha, they are described in the Puranas, but there is one king who is very special, Krishna, who appeared in Chandra Vamsha. So that king has to be described in a very special book that's called Mahabharata. In the Surya Vamsha, in the dynasty of the Sun dynasty, there was a king who appeared, Ramachandra. And Lord Ramachandra cannot be described in just another book. It requires a special book for it. It was Ramayana. And these two books, Itihasas, these two books, Ramayana and Mahabharata, they are called Itihasas because they were written when Lord Rama was there. When Lord Krishna was there, Mahabharata was written. So this is how they are called Mahabharata and Ramayana. They are called itihasas because itihasa means the thing which is written about a person when he is existing on this planet. Now, among all the Puranas, the different Puranas, 18 Puranas, Upakhyanas, and Upapuranas, the topmost of all the Puranas, that is the Bhagavad Purana. So, the book which is going to be installed in your library, these books are actually Bhagavata Purana. Bhagavata. You must have heard from your parents and grandparents that Bhagavat Satta. Heard about it in Bhagavat Katha? Bhagavat Katha. So you have heard about one more book called Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita you heard. And apart from Bhagavad Gita, there is one more set of books called Bhagavata Purana. Bhagavad Gita, another one is what? Bhagavata Purana. Who spoke Bhagavad Gita? Who spoke Bhagavad Gita? Yes, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is by Krishna. It's spoken by Krishna. But this Bhagavad Purana is spoken about Krishna. Spoken about whom? About Krishna. One is by Krishna, other is about Krishna. So in the Bhagavad Gita, you will come to know what to do. In the Bhagavad Gita, you will come to know what to do. When somebody says, go and do this, what is the next question you ask? How to do? Isn't it? Hey, go and make halwa. How to do? Isn't it? So Bhagavad Gita talks about what to do. What is the next question? How to do? Bhagavad Gita says you should do bhakti for Krishna. Bhakti to Krishna. How to do? That is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam talks about how to do. Gita talks about what to do. So where Bhagavad Gita ends with a very interesting words. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarvabhebhyo mokshayishyami vasucha. People think that Bhagavad Gita is a religious book, but it is not. Bhagavad Gita is not a religious book. How can you say it's a religious book? It's a religious book of Hindus. No, it is not a religious book because Krishna at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, what did he say? Sarva dharman parityajya. Give up all kinds of religion and surrender to me. See, give up religion, that means it's not a religious book. So Bhagavad Gita is not a religious book, but it is a book of science. It is a science textbook. Hey, how can you say Bhagavad Gita is a science textbook? Physics deals with what? Matter. Chemistry deals with science of chemicals. Biology deals with science of humans, animals, and organisms, etc. Biology. Your zoology talk with it deals with animals, humans, etc. And biology, botany deals with plants, etc. It is science of things. Environmental studies, science of computers. What about the science of life? Where is the textbook of life? Talking about the science of life. That is Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is a textbook of what? Science of life. Science of animal and humans is what? It's biology, zoology. Science of plants is botany. Science of computer is IT, computer science. Where is life science? That is Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that one should not be envious. Adveshta. Now how to be not envious? You should know that. And that is spoken in the Bhagavatam. And the story of Prahlad Maharaj comes in Bhagavatam. You know about Prahlad? Yes. Who is his father? What did he do? He wanted to defeat Vishnu. He wanted to kill his own son Prahlad. But after Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narasimha, Prahlad Maharaj told him, you please deliver my father. In spite of Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill Prahlad, but Prahlad did not hate him. What does it mean? To be non-envious. He loved the person whom he hated. Who hated him? His own father. So, Srimad Bhagavatam talks about Prahlad. So, what Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, the same thing Bhagavatam talks about how to do. Okay, coming back to the point about this Srimad Bhagavatam. This Bhagavatam is very, very interesting to know. When Krishna, he went to his abode, when he went to, immediately came back. Krishna, he manifested his pastimes for 125 years. So, Krishna, after manifesting his pastimes on this world for 125 years, he went and immediately came back. How did he come back? He came back in the form of this book, Sri Krishna Parivartita. He came back in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is why Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. You don't have to go to temple to have darshan of Krishna. You can come to your school every day, go to your library and see this book, open these books and read it. You are having darshan of Krishna. In the temple, when you have, when you open a temple, you have Krishna's murti, isn't it? Deity. You should do prana pratishtha. Heard about it? Huh? You do prana pratishtha, you do all the mantras and pujas and prana pratishtha. But for Bhagavatam, you don't have to do prana pratishtha. Because Krishna himself. Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya for this International Society for Krishna Consciousness, he went to America in 1965 with just $5, 40 rupees in his pocket. And he had 3 trunk loads of Bhagavatam. Only first canto was translated. And he had so much of faith that anybody who hears Bhagavatam, their life will be transformed. And it is these books, when Srila Prabhupada took to America, which transformed the life of these hippies. Hippie means one who is addicted to drugs. And he has just left his house and is lying on the road like a dog. He doesn't even know, she doesn't even know whether he clothes or not. Completely drunk, intoxicated. And they, when they read and heard this Bhagavatam, their hearts got transformed. And now the same people are teaching us the Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita. So this Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. When Srila Prabhupada's ship is about to arrive, he's already arrived in Boston, and it is not at ashore, it is not come to the dock, it's not docked yet. The ship is anchored in Boston. And Srila Prabhupada was seeing from the ship, he saw the Boston skyline. So many factories and smoke and industries. And he saw that the people had mode of ignorance and passion, with passion and ignorance. And he thought, so Lord, I don't know why you brought me here. He thought, why you brought me here, I don't know. But he prayed to the Lord that if I can speak Srimad Bhagavatam, and he said, I am sure that by hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam, then all the people in America, their lives will be changed. He had that faith, he prayed. So now I am also having the fortune, on the 31st of this Monday, I will be landing in Boston. one month tour to Canada, then I go to America. So I was just longing for that day, the Monday to come. So the ship is docked in Boston, and then he's looking at America, and then Srila Prabhupada, he has this Bhagavatam first canto, and he's praying to Krishna that, oh Lord, I don't know why you have brought me here. You give me the potency to me, so that when I speak, that these American young boys and girls, they'll hear them and give up all the bad habits and then attain love for you. So this Bhagavatam, what you're looking at now, is like an atom bomb, a spiritual atom bomb. What does it do? What does the atom bomb do? It bursts. So when you hear this Bhagavatam, when you read this Bhagavatam, it enters into your heart, and whatever dirty things are there, it bursts. And the words which has been used for that is like this. Vidyate hridaya granthi. Vidyate. Vidyate means what? It is burst. Vidyate hridaya granthis chintante sarasamshaya shiyante jasya karmani drishte vatmanishvare. Vidyate hridaya granthi. So it's like an atom bomb. When you read Bhagavatam, then it goes into your heart and bursts. And it bursts all the dirty things and installs what? Installs Krishna Prema. So this Bhagavatam, when you read, actually you're not reading another book. What are you doing? You're downloading Krishna into your heart. In your computer, download programs. In your mobile, you download different apps. So this is an app which actually, when you read, when you use this, when you study this, when you hear this, you can download love for Krishna, Krishna Prema, which is the thing which gives us transcendental bliss. So I'm happy that Bhagavatam has arrived in your school. I don't know what fortune you have. This fortune is such a wonderful thing that you really have, that this Krishna in your school. So your school is not just a school anymore. It has become a temple because of Krishna. So I'll just recite 3 verses which are talking about comparing Srimad Bhagavatam to Krishna. I'll recite these verses and explain the verse and I'll stop. Pado yadiyo pratama dvitiyo tritiya turyo katito yaduru nabistata panchamaeva shashto bhujantaram yugalam tatanyo kantastu rajan navamo yadiyo mukarabindam dashamam prabullam ekadasoyascha laladavattam shiropi yadvadasha eva bhati namami devam karunanidhanam tamalavarnam suhitavataram apara sansara samudra setum bhajamahe bhagavata swarupam. So this word says Pado yadiyo pratamad-dvitiyo. Pado means feet. The 2 feet of Krishna. The 2 feet of Krishna are compared to the first 2 cantos of Bhagavatam. In the Bhagavatam there are 12 cantos, means you can say 12 sections. Pado yadiyo pratamad-dvitiyo tritiya turyo katito yaduru. Tritiya turyaha. Tritiya means what? The 3rd and the 4th. The 3rd and the 4th canto of Bhagavatam is what? The thighs of Krishna. So when you're reading the 3rd canto, you're actually looking at the thigh of Krishna. Then, Nabhistata Panchayam Shashtaha. The 5th canto is the navel of Krishna. And the 6th canto is the heart of Krishna. The 2 hands of Krishna are 7th and 8th canto. Kantasturajan Navamo Ediyo. The neck is the 9th canto. Mukharavindam Dashamam Prafullam. The face of Krishna is what? 10th canto. What is the most important? When I ask you, give your photograph, which photo will you give? Hands? Right? Why face? Now why not hand? Yeah, it's your identity, isn't it? So the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is the identity of Krishna, it's face of Krishna. That is why Krishna's pastimes are in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. 11th canto is the forehead of Krishna, and 12th canto is the head of Krishna. So in this way, Krishna has personally appeared in your school in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. It will be kept in your library.
Yes. Yes.
You have a library?
Yes.
So you have time for library Instead of, you don't have much space to play around, so better you go to library and then take this book and then you can read these books. So I stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
You will take any question?
Yeah, any
One.
questions?
Any questions, my dear children? 10th standard? Prabhuji, special prayers we want you to offer for our 10th standard children.
Yes.
This is our second batch, and our children have to pass with flying colors as they have the first batch has done with 95%. I want you to bless each and every child of mine of 10th standard so that the prayers in form of good health and positive approach should go on, and they are supposed to be very courageous to take forward the charge
Definitely.
of studying higher.
Yeah, before they get the exam, we're going to meet again sometime.
We are definitely, Maharaj.
Somewhere in January, February.
Yes, January. Yes,
January.
yes.
You have got your exams in February.
Prelims, yeah.
Prelims in February.
Yeah. But no, prelims in January and the finals in February.
Before your prelims, you'll meet some.
Any questions, my dear children? No questions are there in your mind?
Okay, let it be. They'll read these books.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Bhagavad
Drona?
Maharaj, this garland can be done to Srimad Bhagvatam.
Drona wants to speak 2 minutes.
Yes.
Drona.
Good afternoon, everyone. On the behalf of the BMS BRIO International School and the most student senior faculty of our school, I thank Maharaj for joining us this day and spending their valuable time with us. The insights that you have enshrined on us has enriched our knowledge about our history, in fact, the history of the world. So I once again heartily thank you for joining us this day.
Is Varkari. Varkari Sampradaya.
Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari.
So this Bhagavatam.
Yeah, let the children do it.
Both hold the garland.
Oh yeah, garland for
Drona,
Krishna.
hold the basket.
Garland for Krishna.
Madam can
That's
also
what-
hold.
You can take. Yes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Loudly.
Rama.
You all please stand up.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Okay. Hare Krishna.